For most local service businesses, digital marketing is a probabilistic game. You cast a wide net and hope the math works in your favor. The engine driving this is the pay-per-click model, or PPC. PPC is an advertising system where businesses pay a fee every time a user clicks on their ad, regardless of what that user actually does next. For local operations with specific service areas, this model has a structural flaw. A click is just a metric of attention. It offers no guarantee that the person browsing actually needs the service you provide. This creates a leaky funnel. Marketing budgets are routinely drained by unqualified window shoppers who click an ad, realize you don't offer what they want, and leave. You still pay for that interaction. To fix this inefficiency, the strategy has to shift. Instead of buying clicks, a business needs a way to buy guaranteed intent. This brings us to the pay-per-qualified lead model, or PPQL. Under a PPQL system, you only incur a cost when a prospect directly contacts you with a request that matches your offerings. Measuring success by top-of-funnel traffic volume is an outdated metric for local services. To protect your budget, you have to move away from acquiring traffic and move toward deterministic lead generation. This chart shows the architectural departure introduced by Google Local Service Ads, or LSAs. LSAs are a specialized ad tier built on that deterministic pay-per-qualified lead model. By operating strictly on a PPQL basis, LSAs alter the risk profile of your campaign. You aren't paying for the dozens of dots leaking out of the wide funnel on the left. Instead, the LSA structure holds your advertising budget in a state of conditional release. The platform only charges you when a user interaction crosses a contextual threshold that aligns with your pre-selected service catalog. To execute this conditional release accurately, the system relies on physical constraints for the businesses involved, backed by AI oversight. LSAs change the financial mechanics of local digital marketing. They force Google to assume the burden of verifying a user's intent before they can charge the advertiser. This matrix visualizes how Google restricts access to this platform. Because LSAs guarantee intent, deployment is gated by physical liability. Looking at the y-axis, the first criterion targets home service providers entering a residence, like HVAC or roofers. The x-axis details businesses requiring direct physical contact, including chiropractors and dentists. The intersection highlights the core factor. Both present maximum potential liability for the provider. By recommending businesses with a Google Guaranteed badge, Google absorbs a degree of that liability. They have a vested interest in protecting the consumer. Therefore, businesses must pass a rigorous entry gate. This includes mandatory federal criminal background checks, verification of legal credentials, and proof of active insurance. This liability gating mechanism filters out fraudulent actors. It establishes a pre-vetted, high-trust environment that elevates the credibility of every advertiser allowed onto the platform. Once a business clears the paperwork and background checks, the operational mechanics of the ads themselves come into play. This split-screen mockup illustrates a major structural difference. The standard conversion funnel is removed in the LSA architecture. Notice the bottom half. LSAs do not use landing pages. There are no URLs to click, eliminating the traditional web traffic step. Instead, the interface imposes constraints. User interaction is forced through one of two channels, a Google tracking phone number or a native chat function. Digital marketing strategists often implement a specific tactic here. Manually disabling the chat function often yields better results and higher close rates. By forcing users exclusively into phone calls, the platform introduces friction that filters out low-intent browsers who aren't ready to commit to a conversation. Restricting communication to direct human-to-human contact and removing web links creates an architecture that forces a higher concentration of genuine buyer intent. The mechanism making this pay-per-qualified lead model financially viable is algorithmic intent verification. Google's AI monitors these direct interactions, transcribing phone conversations as they happen. It audits the searcher's request against the precise service category selected during campaign setup. Consider a roofer receiving a call to build a back patio, or a pool builder asked to dig a koi pond. The AI identifies these mismatched terms, flags the interaction, and routes the charged dollar amount back to the advertiser's budget. Because the AI recognizes the disconnect, the advertiser can dispute the charge for the misplaced lead and receive a full ad credit. This transcription layer acts as an automated financial safeguard. It protects advertisers from paying for out-of-scope inquiries and preserves capital for legitimate prospects. To understand the stakes, look at upfront costs. Qualified leads in industries like roofing can cost between $85 and $110, depending on the geographic market. Successfully disputing mismatched leads adds up quickly. Businesses frequently reclaim over $1,000 a month in ad credits simply by using this loop. This system is not entirely passive. Google's AI occasionally misses nuance in human conversation. Maintaining this efficiency requires administrative oversight. Advertisers must actively review the notes on every lead and manually dispute the errors the AI overlooks. The LSA framework is an interactive financial ecosystem. It rewards the rigorous, daily administration of lead feedback. This diagram illustrates where LSAs fit strategically. These ads sit at the top of the marketing stack, capturing vetted leads, while Google Search and Maps ads handle broader search traffic. This top layer functions with virtually zero risk. If your LSA campaign generates 0 qualified calls in a given month, your financial spend is 0. However, there is an operational dependency. LSAs are directly linked to the advertiser's Google business profile. Because the LSA interface is minimal, ratings and reviews are the primary conversion metrics available to the user. Data shows that maintaining an average rating below 4.5 stars will degrade conversion rates, effectively neutralizing the advantages of the platform. The deterministic power of the LSA system cannot operate in a vacuum. Its efficiency relies on the trust established by a pristine local reputation. Getting approved for these ads takes weeks of background checks and submitting legal paperwork, but running the campaigns post-approval is simple. This user-facing simplicity is supported by a backend where AI does the heavy lifting, detecting user intent and filtering out liability risk in real time. For digital marketers, adopting LSAs requires a shift in client strategy. You have to stop optimizing for traffic volume and start optimizing for lead quality. Google local service ads solve the structural flaw of the pay-per-click model for local businesses. By embracing liability constraints and AI oversight, local service providers can stop financing window shoppers and direct their capital toward guaranteed quality customers.